Good morning, YouTube. This is your man George Page coming to you live on YouTube. As you know, I'm doing some bodybuilding content, and one of my favorite bodybuilders is one Miss Laura Binetti. Now, she's a legend, and like I said, the three type of bodybuilders I like are black, European, and Canadian. And it's just that I think with Canada and Europe, it's more about mass, and she is a mass monster. She was one of those mass monsters came up with the good part of the '90s, along with Lisa Lewis, Tina Lockwood, Christine Envald. It was just these women were just massive. It wasn't about you know like they. I think the inspiration was like somebody like Beth Francis. She was a mass monster back in the day. But anyway, Laura was born March the 6th of 1965 in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Now, coming up, before she got into bodybuilding, when she was younger, she was a cross country runner, and her specialty was in 10K races. Now, after high school, she went to the University of Canada, where she got her major in physical education. Now, she was part of a strength class along with 11 males and 4 females. And in this strength class, they had, known for having strong students. So sometimes they have like what we call a mini co-ed strength extravaganza to judge their strength. But with Laura, at that time, she was already training to be a bodybuilder, while her other classmates were studying, were doing other things like basketball, field hockey, other sports. She was already at a level as a bodybuilder. Now, by the time she was 21 at the university, someone by suggestion said to fully try and do, bodybuilding as a career, get into the sport. And in '85, she realized that she was, had the skills for the sport. So by then she competed in several shows before she got a pro card. And she made her pro debut at the 1989 North American Championship, which is first face as a middleweight. Now, often when she first got into bodybuilding as a pro, and before she made her amateur debut in '86, she was a lightweight for a good few years, and they switched to middleweight. And what happens is, like, when you compete as one thing, you go up to another level. You come in, like, if you win your pro card as a middleweight, you go up to heavyweight. You win as a lightweight, you go up to middleweight level conditioning. And if you come in as a heavyweight, you have to just have better conditioning and just overall, great physique. Because you come in heavy, but you got to really work on that heavy. But anyway, besides being a great bodybuilder, she's a great person and humanitarian. Now, she won several awards and achievements over her time. Like, she was nominated for the Gemini Award, which is a very popular award over in Canada. So I say, do you a favor, Google Gemini Award, and you learn everything about it. Then that was in '94. Also, she had the Human Distinction Award from an Italian newspaper, and also the government of Italy nominated for the Athletic Achievement Award, in '92. Now, she was nominated for the Toronto Sun Newspaper Woman of the Year Award in '89, and that same year, the Ben Weirder Award for Achievement Taiwan. Now, after maybe sometimes her last show was in 2000, where she competed at the Jantana, and after that she decided to retire. But now she lives in Omaha, Nebraska, with her longtime boyfriend, where she's now a fitness consultant. Now she's helping other athletes in how to prep or get ready, or how to diet, or what things help them develop their skills or also their physiques. It's a great job for her, and because she has a PhD in physical education, and she probably had to, here being from Canada, she probably had to recertify it here in America. Now, at that time, I think she was thinking about coming back around 2007, 2008, because medical issues made it impossible to make a return back to professional bodybuilding. So, now, This is a good history of her career. Now, she competed. Her first show was in '86 at the Steel City, um, and CNE, which she took first place as a lightweight. Then she competed at the Ontario Championship, which she took fifth place as a lightweight. Now, in '87, she competed at the Southern Ontario Championship. She took first place as a lightweight. Same year, the Eastern Canadian Championship, which took first place as a lightweight. And then the Canadian Championships, which took third as a lightweight. In '88, she competed in Ontario Mixed Pairs Championship, which she took first with a partner. And that same year, the Canadian Mixed Pairs Championships, which took first place. Then the Women's World Amateur Bodybuilding, which took seventh place as a lightweight. And the Canadian Championships, which took first place as a lightweight. In '89, the CNE Invitational, which took first place as a midweight and then became overall champion. The Canadian Championships, which took first place as a lightweight and then the overall champion. Then she made her first debut as an IFBB Pro in the North American Championship, which took first as a middleweight. And then the World Amateur Championship, which she took second as a middleweight. Now, her first Miss International was a '90, which took fourth place at Miss International. That was Miss International was a part of the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic, And then '91 she competed at Miss International, which she took 12th. Now she competed and she took off in '92 and came back in '93 and competed in the Miss Olympia, her first Miss Olympia, which took 17th place. And she competed about two or three shows in '94, where she competed at the Grand Prix Canada, aka the Canadian Cup, which took first place, which she was first. And in that same year, Krista Bach, one of my favorite bodybuilders from Germany, she took second. And the Grand Prix was the Canadian Cup was really a show for more massive bodybuilders. Like it's kind of like the Romania Muscle Fest. It's more the bigger girls are there than anything else. Now, in '94, she competed at Miss International again, which took 8th. And that same year, she competed at Miss Olympia, which took 11th. Now, '95, she competed at the Grand Prix of Prague, which took second place, and a 12th place spot at Miss Olympia that same year. '96, she competed at the Grand Prix of Prague again, which took a first place, and then the Grand Prix of Slovenia, which took second. Now, I think Slovenia is a country for another body I know called Brigitte. Forgot her name, I forgot her last name, but I think that's was the inspiration for her. But I think I'll do a video about her. In '97, she did better at the Giantana, which took 3rd. And at Miss National, she took 9th. Then at Miss O, she took a 13th spot. Now, she took a break in '98 and came back in '99 and completed at Miss O, took 8th place. Then the World Pro Championship, which took a first place, and at Miss Olympia was the best show she had was 8th. Because that was the year where they almost didn't have Miss Olympia, but it was able to scrap it up and have the Miss Olympia in a convention hall of a motel. And that was the last Miss Olympia for Kim Zvezky. But that was the best Miss Olympia for Laura, because the fact was, there wasn't that many women. I think it was 12 out of so many female bodybuilders, but there was enough of them to come and make that a real show. But in 2000 was her last competition, where she took 4th place at the Giantana Classic. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Laura Binetti. She was one of those mass muscles, and also especially with so many female bodybuilders who bent the knee to silicone, she was one of the few that did not. And I respect that for her, because she feel like as a bodybuilder, you shouldn't be judged about, how much you need to look feminine, and breast implants should not matter. But she came in with a lot of muscle and size. The judges did not agree that she was she'd been like a top contender in some of those shows, but I think some of the shows she did outside of America, she did pretty good. And I think she's a legend. I think she's revered. She's still representing the sport of bodybuilding by doing her consulting as a fitness consultant. But I think she's one of the greatest, and just an amazing woman, an amazing physique. And I say to you, my friends out there, just follow her and just follow history. It's your man George Page. Like, subscribe. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out.